This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. The Trump administration has frozen more than $6 billion in education funds nationwide, and almost $400 million of those funds were set to go to Florida schools. WMNF's Chris Young reports education advocates are worried about what the lack of funds could mean for students.
The grants would fund initiatives like after-school programs and English language programs. And education advocates are concerned about the uncertainty surrounding the funds. President of the Florida Education Association, Andrew Spar, says it will, quote, devastate our children and lead to larger class sizes and teacher layoffs. The Tampa Bay Times reports Hillsborough County schools were set to receive more than $15 million. Pinellas County schools around $10 million and Pasco County schools around $8.5 million. President of the Hillsborough Education Association, Anna Corman, tells WMNF that this forces difficult decisions on the local level, and she's concerned about the potential disruption this may cause for students. Chris Young, WMNF News.
The State University System's Board of Governors could move forward this week with a plan to create an accrediting organization for universities in Florida and other states. On Friday, the Board of Governors will consider creating a nonprofit corporation that would be the Commission for Public Higher Education. The organization would be incorporated in Florida, with higher ed systems in Florida and 5 other southern states having representation on its board of directors. That's according to a summary of the proposal posted online in advance of the meeting. The Commission for Public Higher Education, which will need federal approval, would be an alternative to a longtime accrediting agency that has clashed with Florida education leaders in recent years. Florida has taken steps to move away from the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, which is also known as SACS, and battled in federal court with the Biden administration about accreditation. The striped newt, an amphibian native to Florida and Georgia, was denied endangered species protection in 2018 by the Trump administration. WMNF's Zoe Sachs reports that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is now considering granting protections after a legal victory last month for environmentalists.
The striped newt, marked by a reddish to orange stripe, is currently a state-designated threatened species. However, the Center for Biological Diversity is fighting to gain endangered species status for the newt, whose population is rapidly declining. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service determined that the striped newt warranted protection over a decade ago, but then placed it on the wait list. Chelsea Stewart-Fusick, an endangered species attorney at the Center for Biological Diversity, says that federal protections under the Endangered Species Act are crucial for the survival of these newts.
The Endangered Species Act listing would mean that the Fish and Wildlife Service would develop a recovery plan for the species, which would likely lead to more prescribed burning of the longleaf pine where they live. It would really help maintain the longleaf pine ecosystem as a whole and keep that remaining habitat from disappearing.
In the agreement between the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Center for Biological Diversity, a new decision will be made in 2030 on whether or not to grant the striped newt protections under the Endangered Species Act. For WMNF News, I'm Zoe Sachs.
Elon Musk's private space company, SpaceX, could expand into Manatee County. The Bradenton Herald reports on county records that the company filed preliminary paperwork to build a satellite communications facility in Mayaca City. SpaceX has become a leader in aerospace and has been known for its rocket launches and partnership with NASA. According to county building records, the proposal calls for a fenced gravel compound on 3/4-acre area with 40 satellite antennas. The property is located south of Lake Manatee and west of Waterbury Road on County Road 675. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis vetoed a bill last week that would have increased state requirements for nursing education programs. This year, the House unanimously passed the bill, while the Senate approved it in a 26-5 vote. The bill would have made a series of changes related to the Florida Board of Nursing's approval and oversight of nursing education programs. In a veto letter, DeSantis wrote that the bill institutes bureaucratic overreach by allowing the Board of Nursing to impose a host of additional regulations on nursing programs and their directors. But the Florida Nurses Association supported the bill, pointing to issues such as Florida trailing other states in passage rates on a national nurse licensure exam. The rain is mostly over for the next few days. It'll be mostly sunny and hot today with highs near 90. Tonight, partly cloudy with overnight lows in the high 70s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible and highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.